Xander.
And my name is Elizabeth.
Over the next few minutes, we're going to have some fun and talk about some pretty important stuff.
Some of it you've heard before, but it never hurts to hear it again.
And again.
And again. So here we go. This is about you, your bike, and the rules of the road.
Because we want you to bike safe and bike smart.
Bike safe, bike smart. As long as we're on the subject of smart, let's start with your head.
Good idea. Your head is where your brain lives, and you need your brain for a lot of things.
Like thinking and moving around. Did you know that your brain is made up of billions of nerve cells that are constantly sending and receiving messages from your eyes, your muscles, and other parts of your body?
And all it takes is a brain injury, and you get the idea.
Did you know that just falling off your bike is enough to get a serious brain injury? So play it safe. Wear your helmet every time you ride. It can reduce the risk of head injury by up to 85%.
And that's a lot. The helmet should be snug on your head and sit flat. The strap should form a V under your ear, and the chin strap should also be snug. 2 fingers should fit in between your eyebrow and your helmet.
Also, make sure your helmet meets safety standards. Look for a sticker that says CPSC. This stands for the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Now that your head and brain are protected,
We can talk about how to ride safely. Did you know that bikes are considered vehicles?
meaning you have to follow the same rules as someone driving a car.
And why do we have rules?
To keep us safe and to keep things moving smoothly.
That means when you ride in the street, ride in a straight line with traffic on the right side of the road. Riding against traffic is dangerous. It puts you where the driver of the car isn't expecting you.
Meaning you might turn in front of you, or worse, into you.
And you know what that means.
Ouch.
And if you're riding with friends, always ride single file. And here's something else to remember. Always obey traffic lights and signs, and pay attention to lane markings.
When you see one of these, stop. When you see one of these, yield. Traffic might be coming from one side or the other.
Now, since your bus doesn't come with turn signals,
Use your hands.
but always check for traffic before you turn. Do this to turn left. This to turn right. Also, some states allow you to do this to turn right. And do this to stop.
Did you know that 70% of car and bicycle crashes happen at driveways or intersections?
So before you enter a street, stop, look left, right, then left again, and use caution at intersections. Be careful. Don't be a statistic.
Hey, now we're staying alert.
If you're riding your bike, Xander.
Hey,
If you're riding your bike, leave your headphones at home or stick them in a backpack. Because if you put them on your head, you won't be able to hear the traffic around you.
bike safe, bike smart. Here are a few other things to remember to make your next ride a safe one.
Communicate with motorists by making eye contact or waving. That way both of you know you can see each other. Don't swerve in and out of parked cars, and always ride far enough away to avoid the unexpected.
Like eating a carver.
Always check behind you before turning or changing lanes.
Be courteous to pedestrians.
Keep your eyes open for things on the road, like litter, potholes, gravel, railroad tracks, and storm drains.
None of these things is very bike friendly. They can make you crash. But I say Fight smart.
Can you see me? How about me? It's more difficult to ride at night, but if you have to, make sure you can be seen.
Check this out. I'm wearing white, but it's not enough because I'm still difficult to see.
No matter what time of day you ride, always wear bright clothing. But at night, you really need to wear reflective or retroreflective gear. If you don't have it, buy some retroreflective tape and put it on your shoes, your jacket, and your helmet. It helps reflect light back to the driver of the car.
Make sure your bike has reflectors.
And you need a headlight and a tail light. That's the best way to get noticed in the dark. And it's the law.
Remember, the sooner a driver can see you and recognize you, the sooner they can react. Bike safe, bike smart. All the stuff we talked about today is common sense.
But you still need to think. Be courteous. And be predictable by always riding in a straight line.
Wear a helmet. And follow the rules of the road. Ride with traffic on the right side of the road. Ride single file.
Obey traffic lights and traffic signs. Check behind you before turning. Use proper hand signals.
Stop. Look left, right, then left again before entering the street. And use caution at an intersection.
Make eye contact with other drivers. Be careful around parked cars. And watch for objects in your path.
And at night, be seen to be safe.
Never assume that motorists or pedestrians will see you. Remember, bikes are smaller than cars. And if there's a crash between the two, any guesses who will win?
That's all the time we have. So remember these 4 words. Bike safe, bike smart.
proper helmet, proper size helmet to protect your head. So what in the video it said, how does it supposed to fit? It's supposed to have two fingers right here to the helmet. So this helmet is way too big. Head in the side, supposed to show V, right? And look how loose this underneath it. You only supposed to put 2 fingers in there, that's it. This is way too big for her. But how many of y'all have helmets? How many of y'all need new helmets? Well, when we get later on this year, before y'all get out of school, matter of fact, we're having our bike rally this year, and we're going to give away a bunch of free helmets. And this year we're going to have a Hollywood Connection. So we'll send it out to the schools, and they'll send it to you to let you know where it's going to be, okay? All right, now, you know how to wear a helmet, right? You got to have the two fingers, and that's right. Now, how important is it to wear a helmet?
Very important to wear a helmet because if you fall, you protect your head.
Now, we got a story we like to tell. Okay? How you like this guy? Crazy Kelly. This is Crazy Kelly. And Crazy Kelly rides his bicycle without a helmet.
Crazy Kelly.
That's what we call crazy. It's crazy to ride a bicycle without a helmet. So, as everybody, eventually you're going to have an accident on a bicycle, you're going to fall off. Even maybe in Austin, Phoenix, we fall off bicycles and have accidents. You got to be very careful, but you still have accidents. So, Crazy Kelly hit a rock on this bicycle and called the fall bicycle. So, what did he do? Oh! Oh, no! Look at that. Whoop! You got to hold this thing now, too. Now, we have another friend.
I heard. Yes, you did.
This is Fox.
Yep.
We call him Careful Carla. Careful Carla. Because Carla wears a helmet.
Officer Green,
Yes.
can I get another kiss?
You want to kiss his Carla?
Come on.
Now,
She's my girlfriend. She wears a helmet.
she wears a helmet. We all have bicycle accidents. So she did the same thing. She hit a rock on her bicycle. She wasn't paying attention like she should have, but she fell off the bicycle. Good. Oh, wait.
Okay. She's okay? Can I get another kiss? She okay?
I don't pour it. Wait on. There she is. She's fine.
Oh, she's... Come on.
She's right here.
This is for her for helping us out.
All right.
All right, just give her a hand for helping me. Now, here's some helmets for people who've had bicycles.
I got problems with my audio, but it's okay.
Look at this helmet.
Look at that helmet.
Now, this is from an adult. See how bad this helmet's messed up?
Yep. That's a fine helmet.
He was riding his bicycle on the river wall. We ride that on the fall line trace. We ride it too.
Yep.
And he fell off his bicycle.
Feel bad.
See how bad it's all messed up? He wasn't going too fast. But he ended up having to go to the hospital because he was 60 years old. He's an adult. But he still cracked it all the way through that he had to go to the hospital because he went unconscious.
He felt bad. Yes, he felt.
This is an adult, okay?
Big old man, he fell. When he was wearing a helmet, he was okay.
Now this is from a middle school student. He's still kind of scratched up pretty bad. And you know what he was doing? He was showing off in front of his friends. So he felt the bicycle trying to
Yeah, don't drive no crazy stuff. Just drive safe, like a marker.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have to go to the hospital because he had a helmet on. Right? He only had some scratches and some bruises. Now, here's the helmet we like to talk about. This is a young boy. He was wearing his bicycle helmet, and he had his bicycle accident in his drive. He used handlebars turned sharp, so he went on his handlebars. bicycle accidents if you pay attention to what you're doing. And as the video is saying, you are just like a vehicle. So you got to learn the rules of the road.
Rules of the road.
You got to stop at what? Stop signs,
Stop sign,
red lights,
red light,
and what else you got?
yield sign,
Yellow light.
yellow light.
And we ride what? We ride the right side of the road, right? And
Right.
y'all think your bike on the sidewalk is going to get back. Now, how many know how to do their hand signals on the bicycles?
Ooh, and signals. I love some signals because
Only about the left hand. Left arm. Everybody move the left arm. Not the right, but the left.
left hand up. Everybody.
Who wants to come up here and help me?
As long as you're up and doing the wrong thing, they will not call it when you sit down.
To the left.
We're going to see if they know their hand signals, okay? So everybody hold it to the left arm.
How they sit on the bottom.
Left hand up. Yes, yes. Left hand. Hey, very good. Left hand.
How
When
they
you're riding your
sit on
bicycle,
the
this is the
bottom.
only arm you want to indicate to tell people where you're doing, what you're going to do. So everybody's got the left arm up. Now, if you take this video,
How do you put a left turn? Straight your hand out like that.
Left arm.
There you go. Left turn.
now if you do a right turn,
Right turn. And the elbow. Point the fingers up. Whoop. Oh, right there. Good. Put the hand down. Elbow bend. You're good. Left turn. Left turn. Right turn. Stop. Stop. Left turn. Right turn. Stop. Left turn. Right turn. Left turn. I'm ready. I think they're ready to. I like the tip. Yes. Put your number go and going up the step bike ride.
left turn.
Go, left turn, left turn. Put your hand up, left turn. Very good, a better left turn. Go right up to the green, right turn, right turn. Very good, another right turn. Ready, stop. Stop, stop.
Hand down. Hand goes down and stop.
Come on back to the center. And stop. Very good job. Very good job. Now you know left turn, right turn, and stop. And you know how to do it in the bicycle.
If we learn how to do our hand signals, make rules of the road, now the thing that causes a bicycle accident is what? Road hazard. Anybody tell me what road hazard is?
A road hazard is anything that makes you fall.
Watch Spot. It's way here. Now, a road hazard is anything that makes you fall, like Spot said. You want to make you fall? How about a stick? Thank you. Stand. In your spots. Yes. Spots afraid of squirrels. So squirrels can chase them. Yes. And if you think the fall fight, it's what we call a road hazard. So basketball.
Listen, Johnny, listen.
Officer Green, I don't think they are listening too well. Oh, listen. The road hazard.
Now, do you ride in the rain? Because that's the road hazard. The road is slippery because it falls by. Do we ride at night? No, because it's too dark. People don't see. Right. That's right. So you got to make sure we watch out for road hazards, obey the rules of the road, and we're going to show you what happened to a young man in a minute that did one thing. He didn't wear a helmet. He didn't obey the rules of the road. He had a road hazard, and everything just went wrong. And even his bike malfunctioned. And he ended up having a serious bicycle accident. Spotty, you getting tired yet?
Well, I think I'm ready for my nap.
You ready for your nap?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm getting the video ready. Spot.
All right, I'm going to go take a nap. Bye. Officer Green, I'm going to do a donut.
You going to do a donut?
From a moment's peace into a day she would never forget.
He said Cameron is hurt real bad. So as I was looking, I ran down the steep hill, and once I turned the corner, I seen Cam laying behind the brick mailbox in a pile of rocks. It was a lot of people outside, and it was an adult standing behind Cam, well, at the head of Cam, holding his head with some white towels. I looked down at the towels, and the towels were soaked in blood. And I was getting ready to run over there to him, and another dog just picked me up and turned around and said, he's okay. He did not want me to see Cam laying there. And he said, he's okay. So if you go over there, you're going to make him apparent. I said, he's okay. He said, the ambulance is on his way. He's going to be okay. Once the ambulance came, one of the paramedics asked me, well, which hospital do you want Cameron to go to? And I said, well, the base hospital. The other paramedic who was taking care of Cam said, no, he needs to go to the trauma center now.
Shawana rode in the ambulance that sped Cameron to the medical center's trauma center. Waiting for them was Liz Mathis and the region's experienced trauma center team.
When I got paid about Cameron's injuries, it was about 6 p.m. I was actually on my way out the door and stuck around. She was a pediatric patient, and that's my background and experience. And Cameron rolled in. He was what we call a trauma call. It comes across the page of 1085 in the trauma room and 911, meaning that it's a trauma, and everybody that responds to a trauma knows to come on to the trauma room at that point. And I really didn't expect him to be as bad as he was. Just listen to the EMS report, and that report of a 12-year-old that crashed his bicycle into a mailbox. And I was kind of picturing that little skinny mailbox. And, as we got more of the report, we learned that he was going down a steep hill and that his head actually had brick mailbox. So at that point, we became concerned about what his injuries might be. Being a level 2 trauma center, what it does is it allows things like those pages to come across, and radiology to immediately respond, and the lab to immediately respond, the trauma surgeons to respond, and the neurosurgeons to get on board very, very quickly, all through a pager system and a big system that's put in place to allow for the expedition of care and for services. What that did for Cameron is exponentially get into the operating room where Dr. Goldman was able to do what he needed to do to make him better.
The scalp laceration was a terrible laceration. We call it a decloving injury, meaning that when he hit the mailbox, it made a very large cut across his forehead and just peeled his scalp backwards. So we had to repair that in the operating room, and then I carefully had to remove the bone fragments that had been driven without causing any additional brain damage. That operation took a couple hours to do, and then he went up to the pediatric intensive care unit.
Although Shawana is an operating room tech at Martin Army Community Hospital, nothing prepared her for the stress and trauma of dealing with her own son's terrifying experience.
Oh, that was the longest way I have ever been through. It was hard because I did not know what was going on with Cam, and I just broke down. My first thoughts of seeing Cameron is, oh my God, he's had bandages on so I can see where his injury was at. But him just laying in the bed with tubes coming out from the top of his head to his mouth. And him not able to respond to me when I was talking to him, I just broke down.
Following his surgery, Cameron had his work cut out for him. His fighting spirit and determination attracted the attention and admiration of all he encountered.
In the pediatric intensive care unit, he had a ventilator, a breathing tube in his mouth, and we were giving him drugs that were purposely making him sleep and not move around, so the pressure in his head would not increase. I think Cameron is so special because he touched on so many facets here throughout the hospital. He certainly touched the emergency department and the trauma service when he came in. He touched the pediatric intensive care nurses as they worked with him day in and day out, and saw this young man give 110% in all facets.
Shawana reflects back on the days after the accident and the gratitude for the care and concern her family received at the medical center.
The care at the medical center was excellent. The doctor was wonderful. The nurses that was in the pediatric ICU were great. You know, at first, I knew I was a hard mother like anyone would be with their son, but they just went on with their job and took very good care of him. During the time that Cameron was in the hospital, I stayed here at the hospital with him. They made sure I had blankets. They made sure that once something was going on with Cam, they came in the waiting room to let me know, well, we're going to have to take Cam out to get an MRI or a CT scan. Also, any time that I wanted to see Cam, whether it be 8 o'clock at night or 3 o'clock in the morning, all I had to do was pick up the phone, they let me in, and I could sit by his bedside by him, and there was no problems. And they let me know what was going on with Cam. I was surprised how quickly Cam recovered. He was at the Children's Miracle Network radio done in less than 2 months. He was answering phones. He was giving speeches for the Children's Miracle Network. He was adamant about working with the Children's Miracle Network as far as telling people his story and how he recovered.
Thanks to the skilled doctors and caring professionals, the support of family and friends, and the resources provided by the Children's Miracle Network at the medical center, Cameron is back to being a fun-loving 13-year-old at Richards Middle School. He and his mother want to make sure something positive comes out of the experience, and have both spoken publicly with Safe Kids Columbus and Children's Miracle Network about the importance of bike safety. Dr. Goldman echoes the sentiment.
The only thing that I could say is just to reiterate that whenever you step on a bicycle or anything with wheels, you need a helmet. You need the protective gear if you're going to do the sport.
Cameron reflects about the impact his experience had on his life.
It's just like the little stuff that it is. Like making your own food. I'm more cautious now. And I don't take a lot of things for granted anymore. I have to become a little lucky because I got out earlier than most people would with what happened to me. I think that God helped me and my mom. still want to be in the hospital for a couple of months.
I don't know if you see that scar still in his head, but it looked all over him. I don't know if any of y'all know Cameron. Wonderful young man. He was very lucky. Very lucky to survive that accident. Now we're going to talk about the third thing. You ever say there's three things called bicycle accidents? Not being used, not being alert, not watching what's going around you. Road hazards that cause you to fall off the bicycle. Or use your bike. Like here, we had a problem with the bike. The brakes wasn't working. Now, if you had a helmet on that day, his accident wouldn't have been as severe as it was. All right. A lot of people say you have bicycles here, right? Teachers, you have bicycles, right? Listen, if you have a bicycle and you have to go riding, you have to have three good things in your bicycle before you ride. You gotta have a helmet before you ride, but that's you. We're not talking about your bicycle. Your bicycle's gotta have ABC. ABC stands for air. Air in the tires. They have to be nice and tight. Okay? Air. A. Anybody rode a flat tire on a bicycle? It's hard to control. It's hard. The next thing that you have to have in your bicycle is B for brakes. Okay? They have to work. You see why Cameron had that accident is because his brakes were not working right. So you gotta have brakes. When you get on the bicycle, you go like that, you squeeze them, you gotta have brakes. And C, the letter C stands for chain. Your chain is gonna be working right, otherwise you won't be able to pedal right. Okay? A, B, C. So what is A? B. Brake. C. Chain. A. Let's see how much. Who of you were paying attention? Were you paying attention? Yeah. Raise your hand if you were paying attention. All right, put your hands down. I like your hat. All right. How do you make a left turn? Like that? Like this? Like this? How do you make a stop sign? Like this. Like this. How about right turn? Like this. Like this. Like this. All right, give yourselves a hand. Hey. Don't park it. Put it inside. Don't leave it in the backyard. Don't leave it in the front yard because it can get stolen. And the rain can make it bad. Right here, we are going to leave a lot of these over there at the office with the principal. And when you go home, you take one of these with you. You have a bicycle. This is a bicycle registration. Tell mom and dad to fill one of these for you. Or go online on internet. Okay? I'm telling you to fill it up. If your bicycle gets stolen, we can find it. Alright? You don't want your bicycle stolen, right? You get 200 bucks a year, you're fine. You don't know who they are. You feel careful. Alright. Now, Daddy is going to find out where the serial number of the bicycle, the specific number for your bicycle. You want to show me where it is? It's right here between the pedals. That's where your serial number is on the bike, right? All the bicycles got serial number right here between the pedals. When you're looking for that number here, you tell mom and dad to look at the bottom between the pedals, okay? All right? You don't have a bike. Oh, we need to talk. We are very happy to be here. We say thank you on behalf of the police department. You've been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful group. And I want you to go home